Hi, everyone. I'm Rebecca Nadelka, your realtor mom. And today's guest is someone very special to me. It's my daughter, Jade Famageltto, who is the owner of Just Be Glam Salon, and she's only 19. So, Jade, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, Jade, why don't you tell us to start a little bit about you and where,
So my name is Jade Famageltto. I am, like she said, the owner of Just Be Glam Salon. I opened my salon when I was 17 years old, and
not even graduated from high
no,
school?
I was not graduated from high school yet.
Not licensed
I'm
cosmetologist,
not licensed either.
but bought a salon.
I did.
And so now at 19, she's running a very successful salon. Obviously, when she started, I had to help fund her a little bit, but she is running the salon all on her own without really any financial contribution from me, unless I choose to buy something for her because she's my girl and likes to be spoiled. So, you, my daughter, are going to tell us about your journey. What made you want to start a salon or run a salon at such a young age?
Well, I didn't really wake up at the ripe age of 17 and say, "Oh, I'm going to own a salon today." Um, the opportunity kind of came about, and it just kind of happened. It was always my long-term goal, or I guess I should say like my dream in life. Once I knew I wanted to do hair, but the opportunity came about, and it just kind of happened.
Do you remember the first time that before you, like this is going back into early high school, when you came to me and mentioned wanting to do cosmetology, what your
Yeah, I said, "Would you be mad if I didn't go to college?" And they're like, "Well, what's your plan?" And yeah, I went through the Excel Tech program at high school, and it was great. Great
and you
experience.
had I'm going to have a mom brag moment here because she immediately developed relationships with Mrs. Call and Mrs. Hummel and really kind of became the star student.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
were both
sure.
years, her junior, senior year. Were you not picked as student of the year both years?
No, I was.
And did you not get invited back to the later classes to help
I
teach,
did. I
share
taught
some
a few
experience?
lash classes, and yeah, they invite me back every year to teach some classes. So that's how I know I really succeeded in school. So
Yeah, proud mom moment. So, in owning a salon at 19, what do you think the biggest surprise has been for you?
probably how much mindset matters. You can't just jump into it with the skill and thinking you're gonna succeed just because you're really good at hair. Hair itself, you have to have a good mindset. You have to be confident and
And
really
you were always so confident, right?
no wrong.
But you've built. You've
Yeah.
you've been around a lot of people that have given you the encouragement, and I feel like you've seen that you are good at what you do.
Mhm.
And are all your clients super easy and complimentary and
No, there's some that make you feel a little less confident, but those clients aren't meant to be in your chair. So you
right?
have to keep going. Whether there's going to be people that uplift you and there's going to be people that take you down, but you have to keep pushing forward because not everyone is going to be the right client for you, and that's okay.
Right. I would agree. And so with that, I've personally seen a lot of growth in you in just your level of confidence and knowing that it's not just going to happen overnight, but it's been a couple years. And at the end of the day, you're still only 19. And I feel that you've just learned a lot and you're going to continue to grow and be even a stronger business owner when you're 20.
Yes.
So, what is one thing that you're proud of? Because I know you're super um, hard on yourself sometimes, but you've got to have moments that you're proud of what you've done and proud of.
Probably just like my growth throughout the years. Even if it comes just like to social media, like I was so anti posting, but like I've forced myself to start posting on TikTok. You know, you have to unfortunately do the uncomfortable. So I'm proud of how far I've come because I used to like, oh, I'm not even going to post a picture of someone's hair because, again, back to the confidence. What if someone doesn't like it? Or what if someone's like, oh, I'm not going to go to her because of that. So probably my growth, even though sometimes I'm like, oh, you haven't really grown that much, but I have. So
You definitely have. I see it. And you've gone from questioning every move to when I just see you, because I'm going to be honest, sometimes I peek around the corner to see what you're doing. And I just see the change in you from 6 months ago, even not just 2 years ago, but 6 months. You've owned the salon for 2 full years. That's crazy. So what is something that you didn't expect about being a business owner that, that's you've seen me run a business, you shadowed Jackie for a while, the previous salon owner, and you've seen other people run businesses, but what's something that you didn't expect?
I guess I wouldn't say I didn't necessarily not expect this, because there's always going to be the negative people in life, but for so many people to be like, oh, like you own a business, not like, oh my gosh, you own a business, that's great. Like it's more the, ooh, like you're so young, are you sure you're really going to succeed? Like the questioning you 24/7, it's like, oh, like can't you just be proud of me and like say, oh my god, that's amazing, congratulations. But
Right. And definitely there's always going to be the the people out there that kind of make you want to doubt yourself, but you've got a lot of support, I think. And
for sure.
you've definitely, just in some of the business networking that we've gone to, that I've dragged you to, that you've learned. And I even see it in you, that the people are like, wow, you are 19, you own a business. And like how you said, you were 17. And I forget sometimes, because I'm always saying, well, my daughter's 19, she owns a salon. Really, you owned a salon at 17. And that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But with all of that, I know that there's also some struggles. And so what are some of the bigger struggles that you maybe have faced? I know you don't necessarily do all of the things. I still help you a little bit with the books and whatnot, but you're getting there, and you've recently hired a bookkeeper. And is there anything else that like you've realized in your salon ownership that has been a little bit tougher than you thought, besides the people?
Building a clientele itself, like I've only been doing hair for a year and a half, but being on social media, I watch a lot of videos and seeing people be like, oh, like I had a full book after 6 months of being in the industry. And I'm like, well, why don't I? So building a book of clientele that is going to return and rebook is kind of hard. A lot of people don't like to pre-book anymore, so it's kind of like banking on the fact that they're going to give you a call, but you're not really sure. And then if they don't pre-book at their appointment right then and there, it kind of makes you question if they really liked their hair, if they liked their experience in the service. So it's kind of weird.
So from an outsider looking in, and I think we may have talked about this before, I feel like part of the challenge of, and sometimes I question if it was the right for me as mom to push you into owning your own salon, is a lot of people don't just own a salon. They go to a salon and work, and that's kind of how they help build their clientele. Whereas you just jumped right in and now you own it and didn't have the opportunity to go to a salon that had a full book. So just the fact, and this is more of a keep in mind that the clientele that you've built on your own, and you weren't sitting in a full salon where overflow came to you. So you need to be proud of that for yourself, and don't minimize the fact that you really have. You may not have a full book, but having your license for a year and a half with the clientele that you have is amazing. So you've seen me kind of build in real estate, and obviously my real estate didn't start out booming. But once I made a move and started to grow, you've seen how I've built things. Did you learn? Is there something that you learned from that on how to build your business?
Consistency and building relationships with people, which is a big one from BNI, is building relationships. But you always showed up for your clients. You were pretty much like able to they had access to you 24/7, like even though you're not technically on shift, not that you have a shift, but you definitely always showed up for your clients. And I think people really respect that. It's not always about how good of a job you do, or how good you are. It's about
building that relationship. And your client, no matter what industry, I think that's a big piece, that people want to feel like a person, a peer, not just a number in your book. So you've gotten to know a lot of your clients, you know their background, maybe not all the same, but you've definitely built those relationships. And you have some consistent clients that when your prices go up a couple dollars aren't going to just bail on you, because that happens. I think you've experienced that.
Yes.
But
only being a year and a half, I think I've experienced like a lot. So
for sure. You see a lot. I think people don't realize as a business owner how much you really do see that you wouldn't expect. And it's part of being a business owner. So now, as your mom or a businesswoman, is there something I may have done that made an impact on you? Because I am the best mom ever.
Oh, I know. Your confidence when you walk into a room or an award thing, like you have the mindset. I guess your confidence in your mindset, like you're like, I'm meant to be here. Like I worked for this. And you're like, oh my God, like I'm so nervous. Like that was so bad. And I will watch a video and I'm like, what do you mean? Like that was the best speech I've ever seen. Now I might be biased because I'm your daughter, but you definitely, even if you don't feel confident, you act confident and it shows. So that's helpful because I'm not the best with confidence. So
definitely, that's surprising for me to hear, because I feel like she's always busting my chops and like, oh my God, Mom, that's so cringe or whatever. But
I mean, you are. I don't really support you to your face, but the minute anyone says anything, I'm on them. So
well, and
I do support you.
I appreciate
face, but
that,
it's not
but
like, oh, you're the best.
that definitely means a lot coming from you, because to me, when I watch your social media, I think, dang, she just looks so natural, confident. And here's me, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to look at me and be like, what did she say in that video? Or so that's kind of cool to hear that come from you. So
you're welcome.
Thank you, dear. Do you ever feel pressure at 19 owning a business? Like, I know there's a lot. I think a lot of people don't realize what really goes into owning a business.
Yeah.
And so do you ever feel pressure?
I definitely feel pressure, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's always like a bad kind of pressure. It's more of like, oh, you think that I'm not going to be able to like do this, well, like watch me because I'm going to do it. So like there is sometimes the bad type of pressure, like the clients that come in and they're like, well, no one can ever do my hair right. And it's like, I don't know what really makes you think I'm going to be the one that can do it right. So that's very like, ooh, now I have to really show my skill.
Intimidating.
Yeah, it's very intimidating. So
yeah, there's pressure, like knowing, like I get the outside pressures. People are waiting for you to fail because you are young. I know and you know this, when I moved over to real estate, I was told that you're never going to make the amount of money that you did working for me. And I was like, bring it, because I'm going to show you. And
you did.
I did. And so I hope that you know that just because people say that, oh, you're only 19, you can't do this, that you're like, oh yeah, watch me. And you are. So keep that confidence, because you are great at what you do. And I know as your mom, I'm super proud of you, and you've definitely grown over the years for sure. So that's great to see. Now, there's obviously got to be some things that I do to help you. Anything that you can think of, or something that I do that annoys you, but Mom's always right, so...
Everything. No, I'm kidding.
Come on.
To think bigger, like it's annoying to hear, but like you have to think into the future, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You
can't worry about the client that does something that
out your door.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And like always telling me, oh, you have to like mop and sweep every day. You have to vacuum your carpets. I know it's right. And it's not that I don't want to do it, but sometimes I can get lazy. And so she's always kind of on my tail about that. But
Can you tell when I'm done telling you and like
yeah,
I say it, you hear it, you might do it that day, and then
yeah, you get so
a
mad.
couple weeks later and I'm like, "Oh, well, I guess that went in one ear and out the other." But then when I stop telling you, I feel like
I'm like, oh, she's mad.
with the cleaning, like
Mm-hmm.
it was a thing at first. You would leave the floors like, dude, somebody's coming in here to get pretty and this looks kind of messy. And so finally I was like, I'm done telling you, like, if this is how you want to run your salon, go for it. And I think ever since then,
I sweep and mop and vacuum every Saturday.
it's become a thing, and you do hear it.
But I'm not giving you all the credit for that.
But you get annoyed with me for sure.
Yeah.
And just from the beginning, I will say that you might not always listen and hear everything as it comes to you. Like when you first took over at the salon, the way you came in and showed up to work wasn't always, I don't want to say the most professional. You're a hairstylist, you want to be cute and whatever, but sometimes you would be a little more casual.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there were many, many times that we would say, hey, the way you show up to work, people are going to judge you. And yes, you want to be cute and trendy, but like now, dude, your outfits kill it. Like I wish I could show up and look like you do. And over time, you just hear it. You try to resist because I'm your mom and you don't want me to be right, but really, you know I'm right.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I admitted it.
All right. Well, that's perfect.
Right.
So let's talk about some of the harder things that we've touched on some of it. But at 19, and not necessarily just with hair itself, or maybe it is with just the hair. What's the hardest thing about running a business at 19 years old? Like,
Probably trying to prove yourself to everyone because I'm not 30 years old with like 10 years in the business. And it's like, oh, I finally bought my first salon. Like, I didn't even work at a salon, like we said. Like, I only did an internship for 180 hours. So I wasn't really in a salon much. So trying to prove to people that you are going to succeed, even though you've never really had the experience, you've never had the apprenticeship, you've never had the clientele. So that's hard.
right. And you know what? That really runs into just about any industry because everybody just starts somewhere. Like, I know when I go into the doctor, like, you're a resident or whatever. And I've had an experience where I was like, please just get the doctor because you're killing me.
Yeah.
But like, that's the same thing in hair and real estate. We hear, oh, well, you're a new agent. Okay, well, we've all been trained and you've been trained. And people that have given you the opportunity have
Yeah.
really watched you grow. And I mean, what you're doing is truly amazing. So having the ability to show that right away and be confident, it's definitely hard. I could see that.
Yeah.
Anything that you've learned about yourself throughout the journey? Like, I know like reflecting on you and how you've changed over time, but what's something that you have learned about yourself that you may not have realized in the past?
Probably that I can handle more responsibility than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not really something you think about when you own a business. I mean, yes, you're responsible for everything, but I have to be responsible for my clients. I have to be responsible for the money. I have to be responsible for buying products. And it's like, that's just not something you typically think about the
Right.
minute you buy a salon. So, yeah, although I have a lot of help with the money from you, but
But
still
you're
have to handle it,
you're
so.
capable,
Yeah.
and you have shown, I don't know if you realize it, but you've shown that you can absolutely run a successful business, and doing all that at such a young age is not something you probably ever really anticipated. How do you deal with like stress, doubting yourself? What is something that you do to handle that? And be honest, because I know the real answer.
Well, I go home, shed a few tears, and go to sleep. But really, just like trying to put it in the past. Like if there's a client that upsets me, like I know they're not going to return, and that's okay. You just have to be okay with the things that don't go wrong, which is my hardest thing, because I'm like, I don't know, I guess like my biggest fear is people not liking the outcome of what I did, or the result of the hair, the eyelashes, whatever it is that I did on them. But you have to be okay with people not always being satisfied. So it's
Right.
hard.
Sometimes I feel like, and you experienced this really early, and I think for me as mom, it was super hard to watch because Mama Bear wanted to come out hardcore on this one. But when someone wants to like tear you down and not even give you that opportunity and then publicly try to continually hurt your business, and you experience that, and let me tell you, as mom, I feel like you handled it like a champ. But how hard was that? Like, I mean, there was a lot of tears shed in that one.
Yeah, it was hard seeing, you know, that you can't satisfy everyone, but then seeing your name on the internet, or like the name of your salon, it's like, oh, like you shouldn't go there, she doesn't know what she's doing, or oh, I went there and it was like a terrible experience. It's like, oh, I guess I know bad reviews are a thing, but you don't ever think it's going to happen to you until it does. And it's like, wow,
Right.
that's...
And it's not always really you. It's they played a part of it. Like ending the appointment before you were done because they wanted to make an appointment for something else and run and go to it. And you know what I'm talking about. And that was, I think, like really early. You were still 17 when this happened. And it was disappointing as your mom because this was another young business owner.
Yeah.
And just the level of the way she wanted to tear you down was super hard for me to watch. And that was probably one of the best learning moments for you, though, because you realized at that point, look, I'm not going to please everybody. And there are people, maybe she was jealous. Like, you're 17 and you own a business, and she was just going to, a year later, she was still trying to like trash you. And I was like,
jealousy is a mean disease.
It is. And she was probably jealous.
I mean, if she was, but I just thought it was surprising because like her being a mom with like younger kids, if you ever saw your kid go through that, I would think you wouldn't put someone else's child through that. But
and she was a business owner.
Yeah.
Bizarre to me. That was a really bizarre one. But overall, since then, I mean, there's been a couple tough challenges. And I think as mad as I was when that happened to you so early and so young, I think it taught you that it's going to happen and how to handle it.
Yeah.
Because you did handle it. Like I said, there were some tears and you were super frustrated. I don't know if you remember all of it, but
I remember. Don't worry, I couldn't forget that.
You are kind of a role model to other young women that might want to, and I'd say young women, but really any young people, young men, young women, whatever. You're kind of a role model. So is there any advice that you would give somebody that wants to start a business at such a young age?
Just do it, because there is no right time. I think it's hard because I was 17, so it's like the opportunity came about, but I think if I would have just waited and waited and waited and waited, there would have not been a right time. Like, starting a business is never going to be easy. Just because you have 20 years of experience under your belt, that doesn't mean you're just gonna be like, okay, I'm ready, today's the day.
Right.
So just do it if you have the chance and it's your dream, because it might never come again.
That's very true.
Cringy.
Why? That was
so cringy. Like, follow your dream.
But it's true. And it was.
But yeah.
again, this is where you start to get hard on yourself. Like, why is that cringy? Like, you did it. And yeah, you did it, Amanda. I mean, it was definitely not in the plan. It literally came from, for those of you that don't know, it came from a Facebook post. Someone said that they were selling their business. And I was like, oh, Jade's in cosmetology. That sounds kind of cool.
Well, you first thought, oh, that would be a perfect office space.
But mom in real estate, exactly, thought, even if we don't do the salon, I can have a real estate office. Because in my head, it was buying the space. Come to find out, it was buying the business. So my mind went whoop and went to Jade, and would she be interested in? So we're going to go to funny story time here, because
is it embarrassing?
Not embarrassing, but think about the salon when we bought it.
And how everything in it was so perfect in my mind, and I loved every aspect of this salon, and now everything in the salon is brand new.
She changed literally everything. So we bought the business, the salon, the stuff in it, not the building, which I was thinking initially we were buying the building, but it worked out, obviously. And she was like, oh my God, it's so cute. I love it. I totally, it's perfect. And then she gets in there, and obviously you weren't licensed, but once you got in and started full time.
By the way, I wasn't doing hair while I wasn't licensed.
Right.
I'm not gonna get my licensing.
Right. No. She wasn't doing hair. We just bought it and kept the previous owner working. She was still running space, and the other stylist that was there is still running space. So basically what that meant is, while she wasn't licensed, mom was footing the bill for the rent and everything, which was fine because timing was everything. I was able to do that, and it was super cool. We borrowed the money for the main part of the purchase, but then once you got in and you were actually behind the chair, so let's say your license came on May 15th, you passed your state boards, and then you graduated from high school the following week. So you were licensed before you graduated.
Yeah.
So call it June.
Okay.
You started taking on clients.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, it was slow at first for sure, but you were getting some people. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden there were things in the salon that were no longer oh so cute and her favorite, and she wanted to start making changes. So what did we start with first? The paint, because she really wanted pink.
It was like an ugly purple.
Okay, you can't say it was ugly. She didn't love the purple.
Sorry, I didn't love the purple.
But she wanted pink. So we started with the paint, and you wanted glitter in the paint. Mm-hmm. But the glitter that I put in the paint wasn't glittery enough. But we got the pink that she wanted, right? So that was the first change. Do you remember what the next thing we wanted to change was?
From the start was the shelving, whatever.
Okay, is that the next thing we replaced?
No, it was like the chairs, and then
she wanted some pink chairs. So we got rid of a gray chair and we put in pink. We have 2 pink, 2 gray. Mm-hmm. So at this point in the salon, we've got the shampoo bowls haven't changed. And the desk, which, let me tell you, this desk has been a thing, because she doesn't want this big bulky desk. She wants a desk. We ordered a desk, but what happened with that desk?
It looked small.
Super tiny, right. So we made use of it.
We did.
And then
a lot of it was the decorations. Like, I feel like we spent a lot of money on decor, because the decor wasn't my vibe.
It wasn't your vibe, and that's okay. It's not that it was ugly, because a lot of people said, oh, and even when you went in, it was
antique-ish, which isn't my vibe.
Not your vibe. So you've gone from a more...
See, I've switched my vibe a million times. So, like, first it was like glittery, like high heel Prada, Louis Vuitton, and now it's like boho, feathery, soft. And it looks super cute. You've done an amazing job at the vibe, but the crazy thing is, your bank account.
Yes, a lot of the vibe has come from my bank account, because she's footing the bill for all salon things. And I like to shop and she likes to shop. And so she says, oh, wouldn't this be cute? So here I am out there like, okay, well, she wants this, so we're buying this. And I will say I agree that I thought the salon was super cute when you bought it, but you have really made it your own. And that's what I love, that even though we paid for all the things that were in the salon and that was what we bought, we have now rebought it all and put it to be your vibe. And it is really, really cute. And you have a photo area. So tell us a little bit about the salon and what the salon is, like the different things that you offer. Tell us about your services. Why not? Let's give you some.
Okay, so I offer pretty much all services: haircuts, hair color, blonding, hair extensions, eyelash extensions. We have 4 stations in our salon. We have 2 shampoo bowls, and I can't pick my favorite, but we have a cute little photo wall with like a feather decor and everything, which I love. But our newest addition, which I also really love and has been a big hit, is our coffee bar. So we have like a little Keurig. I decorated it all cute. We have a little mini fridge, and clients really seem to love that. I provide snacks. So I think that also helps the vibe of the salon. Like, people feel welcomed if they're waiting. I'm like, go ahead, like grab yourself a drink, feel free to get a snack, and that always helps people feel welcome. So,
and you serve wine to clients as well, like obviously responsibly, but while they're enjoying their services, they can truly relax and have the vibe of soft and relaxation in your salon. And I will say, and I know I tell you this, and yes, I'm mom, but absolutely amazing space. And I love most that my services come when I want them, and
they're free.
Mom gets them for free, which is why I try to buy you some stuff for the salon. And really, what I want to relay the most is that you have done at 17 to 19 built an amazing business. And no, you might not have a full book at this point, but there is zero doubt in my mind that you're going to be there. And I didn't build my real estate business overnight. It took me, realistically, for me, there was a big shift from learning, and obviously older. We're not going to say how old, but I was older when I got into real estate. And that big shift happened, and really my business blew up within the second year. So you're kind of getting into your second full year. For me, it was the end of 2 years. I anticipate that this year you're going to see tremendous growth, and you've brought the salon to truly be yours. I'm proud of you beyond words. And there's always the battle of who's my favorite kid, because she's the baby, my son is the oldest, and you've done amazing. I can't say, I tell her all the time, I can't choose a favorite because I really don't have a favorite, and she tries to harass me to pick one, but I can honestly say that I'm super proud of you, and you have done.
I'm super proud of you too, Mom.
Oh, you're such a dork. But I want to thank you for being here. I know you were nervous about this, and sometimes being vulnerable, telling the things that worry you isn't easy, but you being here and being honest is definitely helpful for other young women that are thinking about getting into their own business. Yeah. So whether you're 19, 29, 39, having a dream doesn't have an age limit on it. There's no point. You can do it whenever. Just work for what you want, and just always know that nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes in real estate. And I've had clients that are like, whatever. You can't please everybody. And I think that's one of the biggest things learning early is super helpful. So remember that you should always keep pushing no matter what people tell you. And in the industry, you're going to have those that doubt you. Yeah. So you're my daughter, and know that I will always have your back. I'm your realtor mom. I'll always have my clients' backs. So if you're in the market, things get overwhelming, just do it, right? That's what you said, just do it. So if you're looking for a home, I'm your realtor mom. If you're looking for amazing hair, lash extensions, this is my daughter, Jade, who
I'm your hairstylist
is
daughter.
going to be my hairstylist daughter, and we are going to always make the process simple, smooth, and sold. Come see Jade, Streetsboro, Ohio, Just Be Glam Salon, and reach out to me if you have any real estate needs.